Okay, well, good morning. Well, good afternoon, everyone. I almost said good morning. We just flipped to noon. So, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Greg Stolarski. I'm the Associate Director of Scholarships and Financial Wellness here at the School of Medicine. With me is my partner in crime, Kelly Wright. She is the Financial Wellness Advisor that you will be meeting with in the near future to answer all your one-on-one personal questions. I know as students are arriving, we'll give it a minute or two. But if you have questions along the way, please put them in the chat, and we have a team of people who are organizing those questions, and we'll get them to myself and Kelly to make sure we answer them, or the ones that we can for you. If your questions are personal in nature, you can always book an appointment with myself or Kelly to walk you through and answer those. But we will get started in a minute.
While everyone is joining, maybe we can find out where everybody is tuning in from. So in the chat, why don't you put what city or state that you're from?
Okay, so it's almost 5 after. We're going to get started. So like I said, my name is Greg Stolarski. I'm the Associate Director of Scholarships and Financial Wellness, and we welcome you to the 15 Financial Wellness Questions and Tips for New Medical Students. So as we go through the presentation, like I said, put questions in the chat. We do have a session at the end to answer as many questions as we possibly can in this 1-hour webinar. If you have specific personal questions, you can always try to book an appointment with myself or Kelly. We have all that information in this presentation. So, first question, what do I need to do now? We're getting calls, we're getting emails, we're getting all that stuff, but these are the basic things we need to make sure you complete right now. For one, complete your transition survey. In your admissions acceptance letter, once you accepted the program, you should have received a packet of information, and in there is a transition survey. We ask that you answer those questions, and it's really a way where we can gauge where you are financially with coming to medical school, what your plans are, what your concerns are, where you are personally with your finances, so on and so forth. So please complete that if you've not done so. In the near future, we will begin reaching out to students to book appointments. So we need that survey in order to do that. The second thing, if you've not done so today, please complete your 24-25 FAFSA. You do that at studentaid.gov. You make sure you put our Wayne State all campuses school code of 002329. We are in the process of receiving FAFSAs from the Department of Education. I know there's been talk in the news and so on about the FAFSAs delayed. It has begun. We are beginning to receive those FAFSAs, and we will start packaging you in April. So once everything is in order, you will receive an email once your financial aid package is done, but I will talk more in details on that in the future. If you have credit card debt, now's the time to try to work to pay that off. It's best to come and have no credit card debt because financial aid does not cover credit card bills. Credit card, debt is, we know many of us have it, but it is the best way to live within your means is to make sure you pay it off every single month. If you've not done so yet, now is the time to begin applying for external scholarships. These are outside scholarships outside of the Wayne State organization. We do have a variety of them listed on our website, as well as, do some research on your own. Look for scholarship opportunities either at, your current school that can help you with future. Any organizations that you participate in, neighborhood organizations, church organizations, undergraduate organizations, high schools. Many of them, have some type of scholarship to help students pay for higher education. So apply, even if they're 500 bucks, it's better than nothing. But usually it does require some type of application process to do so. Begin planning your living expense budget. We will talk about how much you have to live on if you are fully reliant on financial aid. But begin thinking about it. You know, how much can I afford? What are my plans for that? Do I have any personal savings that I'm going to use to help pay for it? Am I getting some family assistance or spousal assistance to help pay for those bills? Those are all things you want to plan for and talk about so that you have a well-developed plan for when medical school starts in July. And then discuss how you're paying for it. If you have family support or personal support or spousal support or whoever is your support system to how to pay for medical school, this is conversations you want to have with them so that you make informed decisions and you know that you're on track and comfortable with covering the cost of medical school. Okay, what scholarships are available? So the Wayne State University School of Medicine, the Board of Governors Need-Based Scholarship is an award that our Board of Governors approves every year. Students can be awarded anywhere from $2,000 to $18,000 if you're eligible. Eligibility is based on you completing the FAFSA. And on the FAFSA application, there is a field that tells what your Pell LEU is. And basically, if you receive the Pell Grant in your undergrad years, you should be eligible for some portion of the need-based scholarship through our Board of Governors. So that will be awarded to you at the time of financial aid packaging. There's nothing you need to do but complete a FAFSA and make sure it's on file. And then when financial aid does your financial aid package, this will be one field that will be populated if you are eligible. The next thing will be the Wayne State School of Medicine endowed scholarships. These are scholarships that we have that are provided to students through donor agreements. A variety of donors, organizations, so on, create scholarships for us to award each year to incoming students, to all student bodies, to students in certain populations, so on and so forth. A FAFSA is required to be eligible for the endowed scholarship, so make sure you do complete that. We have awarded some. Some of you may have received letters to date. One is our one-time summer 2024 Board of Governors merit-based scholarship. This scholarship was awarded based on your admissions application. Awardees should have received a letter both via email and through U.S. mail. That scholarship ranges from $10,000 to $16,000. It's a one-time scholarship that will be awarded for the summer 2024 term. If you, we will continue to update that because it was awarded to a certain group of students. If those students decide not to attend Wayne State, then we will move those fundings to the next available student in the list. So, there still is a chance that you could receive that particular scholarship. But the initial letter went out, and we asked that students confirm if they'd like to receive that letter by May 2nd. To date, about 51 students have confirmed that they'd like to receive that scholarship. So it is out there, and it is continuing, and it will be updated accordingly, like I said. Another scholarship was awarded last week. It went out to a select group of students. It is our Board of Governors merit-based scholarship. It may sound the same as the previous one, but this is actually for your entire program. The one-time scholarship is just for that summer term, but this is a scholarship that is awarded each year of your medical school program. The dollar amounts are ranging from $15,000 to $35,000 per academic year. You should have received a letter both via email and in the mail. Some students may have received both of these scholarships, and that's okay. But just to let you know, those are two that already have been awarded. And then, like I said, we will continue to update awardees if students do decline the award or decline admission to Wayne State University School of Medicine. We will have a variety of scholarships available in April. You must attend our second look days on either May 5th or April 5th. That's the virtual one, or April 12th. That's our in-person second look day. You must attend one of those sessions in order to be eligible to apply. There will be an application link released at the second look days where you will click on that link and you answer the questions in the application. And then from there, the scholarship committee will review those applications and make a determination as to who will be selected. And we will send notifications out of the awardees by April 26th, just prior to the May 1st deadline. And then following that, we will have additional general endowed scholarships available to the entire student body beginning July and August of this year. These are endowed scholarships that are not just for new students, but for the entire student body. So at that time, you will receive a communication. You will be already enrolled and into your program at that time. And then you'll receive a notification that you can apply for those scholarships at that time. Scholarship committee will then review and then make their determination. Usually it comes towards the end of September, and then your financial aid packages are updated accordingly based on the awards. As I touched on in the last slide, external scholarships are outside of the Wayne State University School of Medicine. This is a link to our website that can take you to a variety of them that are available that you can review and look over. But so please take the time to do it. It does, we know it takes some time to do it. It takes some organizing, but that's the only way you can get eligible is to apply. What is the cost of attendance? We've talked about this at all of our presentations, and we will continue to talk about this because it's so important and students need to really understand it. But basically, cost of attendance is it's the amount of funding that we can award students for one academic year of medical school. It basically includes funding for tuition, books, living expenses, fees, transportation, so on and so forth. It's basically your financial aid budget. Financial aid can only be awarded up to the maximum cost of attendance. So if you are a financial aid student and receiving all of the funding available, the maximum is the cost of attendance amount. And like I said, it includes funding for tuition, books, fees, so on and so forth. These numbers are federally regulated. This is not something that we have created and it's unique to Wayne State. All universities have to follow this if they're utilizing any type of federal student aid or financial aid. It only includes costs for you, the student. It does not include costs or funding for family members, children, or anything like that. It's only for you. This is not your bill. It's not what you're going to pay to go to school. It is what we can award you. Your bill will be a portion of it, but not all of it. Every year, your cost of attendance will differ because the cost of education changes from year to year. And like I said, it does not include funding for credit card debt, car payments, dependents, spousal, or family care. Here is an example of the cost of attendance budget for the first year of medical school. These are based on the current academic year numbers. Our next year's tuition numbers are still being finalized by the Board of Governors. Once we have that, then updated information will be sent out and put on our website with the 24-25 cost of attendance numbers, but these are estimates. There may be some changes. They may go up a little bit, but it's not going to be much different than what you see here. As you can see, the cost of attendance for in-state students for tuition and fees is $40,092, and for out-of-state students is $68,204. And then all of the living expense funding is all bulked together for a total for $27,598 for the academic year. So the academic year begins July 1st and goes to June 30th of the following year. This is the budget, depending on where you fall in place, whether in-state or out-of-state. How much is tuition and fees at Wayne State University School of Medicine? Again, this is all based on the current tuition dollars. Next year's tuition should be approved soon, but once we have those numbers, everything will be updated accordingly. But as you can see, flat rate tuition is $37,895, and flat rate for out of state is $66,008. There is a student support fee and a medical student support fee as well. Those are billed per term, as you see there. And then we have the per term rate. So that basically the tuition amount at the top is divided evenly amongst the 4 terms of the medical school year. And so if you're an in-state student, your tuition will be billed at $94,7375 or $16,502, depending on where you fall. How much do I have to live on each month? So if you are utilizing only financial aid to cover your living expenses, your budget is about $2,300 a month. Here's an example of a budget worksheet that we provide to students to help them manage their money from month to month. Each term, like I said, your tuition and fees are billed, and your financial aid will disperse accordingly by term. So every 3 months, you will receive what they call living expense refund check to manage for that 3-month period. So the first term is July, August, September. That's the summer term. You'll get approximately, $6,900 to live on, and you need to manage that over that 3-month term. If you are utilizing financial aid only, that is the maximum we can give you. So you do have to fit that into fit your budget into that dollar amount. If you have personal savings, or if you have family support or spousal support or anything like that, that's going to help you pay for those expenses, you can go over the $2,300 at that time. But really, the $2,300 is where you should be targeting to manage your money and manage your debt. It's the same all throughout the year. This is your cost of attendance budget to live on. So when you're looking at apartments, when you're thinking about relocation, when you're thinking about transportation, all those type of things that you're going to need throughout your education here at Wayne State, you really want to be able to fit that into that budget. If you have questions, concerns, not sure how you can do that, have other expenses that are above what you see here, that's when you really want to talk to myself or Kelly, so that we can help you maybe move some costs around, maybe get some better resources to help you. How much will it cost to live in the Metro Detroit area? So what we have here is just a variety of resources that we have received from our peers in the area, and from organizations in the area that provide services to students. So if you're looking at an apartment near campus with a roommate, you're looking at $800 to $1,200 a month. University housing is available. This includes utilities, and that can range anywhere from $750 to $1,000 a month. If you're living alone near campus, as you see, it goes up significantly, $1,500 to $1,800. And we all know your budget's still only $2,300. If you live alone, but you're willing to commute 15-20 minutes in, the cost of living is a little bit cheaper with a $900 monthly rent. Car insurance, $150. Utilities, approximately $100. Gas for your car, $150. Parking on campus, $60 a month. Internet, $60. Cell phone, $50. Food, $250. Cable streaming, $50. So on and so forth. These are all things you want to think about, all things you want to put into your budget, so that you understand that these are going to be monthly needs that you have to pay for each and every month in order to live on campus. Like I said, if you have family or spousal support to help pay for these things, then you're blessed. So thank them very much. But then your budget is a little bit more robust, and you have a little bit more ability to make some changes. How can I save money while I'm in medical school? One thing, like we said, roommates. Get a roommate. Share a roommate. You're going to be going with through the experience together. You're going to be in class an awful lot and studying an awful lot. So try to find a roommate. We have students who match through different social media sites. Kelly has assisted with matching students in the past. We'll do whatever we can to help you. So, but it is the best option to try to help reduce cost and to keep things manageable. The W Pantry. This is a service, a resource on our main campus, where a variety of donors and organizations provide food, toiletries, general needs for students, clothing for students, to where you can utilize this service. There is no charge. You can go to it up to 2 times per month. And receive, like I said, toiletry items, food items, clothing if you want. There's a whole variety available to students. It is called the W Pantry, but it really is a resource. It's a way for students to save money, and that's the whole goal of it and why it was created. You're all college students. You're all living on a tight fixed income. Our goal is to try to provide education at the lowest cost available to students. So that's why these services are available. Even if you just went there every month for your toiletry items, your toothpaste, your deodorant, your toilet paper, your hygiene products, you could save anywhere between $50 and $100 a month, and that will help your budget long term. Use cash for food and entertainment. It's much easier to stay on a budget if you take 50 bucks out and say, tonight I have $50 to spend on fun. And when it's gone, and you go home afterwards or ask a friend to buy you another drink or whatever it is. But it keeps you on a budget to where if you have that debit card or that credit card, it's so easy to swipe for another round or stay for an extra hour or buy another appetizer or something like that. And then you find yourself, oh my God, I spent too much money last night. Now I'm broke, and now I'm eating ramen noodles for the rest of the week. Just help yourself by staying on budget, and that's an easy way to do it. Meal plan for the week is another great thing. Pick one day a week where you prep your meals all week, put it in containers, and then all you got to do is grab a quick meal when you walk out the door, come to campus, and you're ready to go. Eating out is expensive and can add up quickly. So even if you just meal prep for lunch every day or dinner every day, whatever you decide, it can save you some money. Skip the unnecessaries. Make your coffee at home, bring it with you, take your drinks, your soft drinks, your pop, whatever, snacks from home, so on and so forth. If you just cut out Starbucks every single day, that's saving $5 to $10 a day, which can be $150 to $300 a month. That is a huge budget. I know we all enjoy our morning coffee or our specialty drinks, but again, we're trying to save money and keep you on a budget. Go to campus organizations, campus businesses. Many of them, by just showing your ID, you can get anywhere from 5 to 20% off your bill, whether it be dry cleaning or food or drinks or merchandise. So just show that ID, and you can save a little bit of money there. Try to open a savings account. Savings accounts, what we recommend is opening it at a bank that you don't frequent, or maybe at a different bank. Maybe if your checking account is at Chase Bank, you open your savings account at Huntington Bank or something like that, or at a credit union or something. The reason you do it at different banks is it's a lot less, it's not your usual routine. You won't go to it as your first resource. It's a backup. Turn off transferring options from where you can't transfer money in and out of the savings account to yourself or to another account, or you can't Venmo it or anything like that. You really have to go into the bank to get the money. Tell them you don't want a debit card or an ATM card on the savings account. You just want to come into the office to do that withdrawal. I know those are inconveniences, but that's kind of a good way to save, because if it's inconvenient, you're more likely not to touch it, except in those emergency situations. And then that money is actually there for you. If you need a new computer, we do have low-cost refurbished computer options available. Kelly has this resource that she's been working with to where you can get, basically a new computer for $150 to $200 instead of spending, $2,000 to $2,500. Check with her or check with us. The link is here. We will send this presentation out, or this presentation will be available for you. But this is an option that is available to you as well. Shop around for better rates, car insurance, cell phone, internet. Many of them will entice you, say, come utilize our services, introductory rate, $50 a month or $30 a month or whatever it is. And then after 6 months go by, or a year goes by, and then you go up to this normal rate and it's double or more than double. And what you thought you were paying 30 bucks, now you're paying $100 a month. Shop around. go, if you have to change every year or every 6 months, that's okay. It's a little extra work on your part, but it could save you some money long term. We do have some low-cost cell phone and internet providers available. They're listed here, and then I know there's additional ones as well. If I need additional funding, what is available? So like I said, cost of attendance is a set number for all students that attend Wayne State University School of Medicine. All universities have a cost of attendance amount. They will differ because every university is different. But if you are receiving financial aid to the maximum cost of attendance per federal regulation, like I said, there are a few circumstances where adjustments can be made to that cost of attendance, but they do need final approval from the Office of Financial Aid. There is a form that needs to be completed. You complete that form and submit it and follow the steps. And then financial aid will review that form and make a determination if they can approve all or a portion of that cost of attendance adjustment. Some circumstances that do allow for adjustments are, a computer purchase for one-time health insurance. Health insurance is provided to attend Wayne State University School of Medicine. Some of you may still be able to be on your family plans with your parents, but some of you may not. And we have a health insurance plan that we provide that you can purchase through the university. But then there's also private health insurance plans that you can purchase. No matter which one, you can get your cost of attendance increased to help pay for that. If you have dependents, whether it's daycare or family member care that you're taking care of, cost of attendance increases can be done for dependent care. Costs related to a disability, if you have a disability and you have special equipment or special things that are needed, you can reach out to financial aid and they will make adjustments. Unexpected car repairs, new tires, car accident, just general maintenance above and beyond, gas and oil changes. Things happen. Your battery dies, flat tire, whatever. Unexpected car repairs can be covered in financial aid, and an adjustment could be made. Unexpected healthcare costs, medical bills, deductibles, things outside of what insurance is covering. Those can be asked for a possible adjustment with that. Additional educational expenses related to your program of study. You have to take a special test, or you're going to buy a special book, or you want to do a research project outside of what's required in your class, and there's extra supplies needed or something like that. Those would be things you want to talk about with the Office of Financial Aid and see if they can be covered to help you pay for that. Travel costs to visit your family. If you live over 40 miles away from campus, you can get travel cost reimbursed up to 3 times per year. Whether you're taking a plane, a train, or driving long distance, they can work with you and tell you what's needed to get those costs taken care of. When will I receive my financial aid package, and what do I need to do? First off, like I said, I can't say this enough, complete your FAFSA, and you'll need to complete it each and every year. It's typically available in October of each year. So the next one will be available this fall in October. But if you have not done the 24-25 FAFSA yet, do it now. The link is here. Use our school code, and then financial aid will begin the process. Financial aid will begin packaging your financial aid in mid-April. Once your financial aid package is complete, you will receive an email. It's a system-generated email that will say your financial aid package is available. You'll log into your Academica student portal where you can review your financial aid package and make any adjustments. You can reach out to financial aid with any specific questions as to what is included in that package or what is needed, or if you want to make adjustments to it, so on and so forth. Anytime you make a adjustment to your financial aid package, a new email will be sent once that adjustment is completed. So just remember that. Check your email often if you're expecting some update. Financial aid is packaged by the 4 terms. Like I said, we have 4 terms, 3-month terms for the academic year. So your financial aid is divided evenly amongst those 4 terms. Can only be packaged to that cost of attendance if you want to receive the most eligibility. They will package you for federal direct Stafford loans. These are the loans that are eligibility is determined based on you completing the FAFSA. They do not require a credit check for that particular loan. And the maximum you can receive in the federal direct Stafford loan is $44,944 per academic year. If you want to receive the federal Grad Plus loan, this is the credit-based loan through the Department of Education. You do need to apply for that. This is a credit-based loan. The credit application will not be available for Wayne State until June of 2024. And the reason it's not available until June of 2024 is because, that credit check is only valid for a certain period of time. And we don't want students applying now, because by the time classes start July 1st, that credit check would have expired. So we open it up in June. That's when you apply. You go to studentaid.gov, you put our school code in, you submit the application, we'll get the notification about it, and then financial aid will update your financial aid package with that award if you are approved and wish to receive that. Once it's updated, you'll get that notification stating that it has been updated. You'll need to go into your financial aid package to review that everything's correct and make any adjustments or accept those awards as well. If you receive a scholarship or a grant, after your financial aid package is completed, we can make adjustments. We want to add as many scholarships and grants as we can to help reduce the cost of education. But basically, if you're packaged to the maximum, we can't give you over the maximum. So we'll have to reduce those loans to make room for those scholarship dollars. But that's a good thing. You don't have to pay back scholarships and grants. That's money free to you as long as you continue to meet the requirements. If you're utilizing private education loans, these are loans through private banking institutions to help pay for education. Some students wish to go with this route or only eligible to go this route. They, again, are credit approved through the banking institution. You have to follow the requirements of that organization, but financial aid will still need to certify it. So just because you get approved for the bank doesn't mean it's a final deal. Information will come to the financial aid office where they'll review and approve accordingly. And then they will create a financial aid package at the university for you and for that particular type of loan. Like I said over and over, each time there's an update done, you will receive a notification that your financial aid has been updated. You always need to go in and review and accept any changes. So every time you receive that, anything that changes, if you got a new loan, if you got additional funding, you need to review and accept that. It won't pay out unless it's accepted. So please remember that. Also, you will receive emails from the Office of Financial Aid if additional documentation is required. If you have to provide tax documents, if you have to provide a particular form or anything like that in order for your financial aid to process, you will get an email from the financial aid office requesting that, basically saying, log into your Academica. There's basically a message for you, and it'll tell you in that message what you need to do. And if you have any questions for financial aid, they are available Monday through Friday. At the end of the presentation, we do have all the contact information. What is the amount of federal student loan debt I can borrow? So medical students can borrow a maximum of $224,000. That's the aggregated loan limit. What is an aggregated loan limit? It is the amount of federal loan funding that does not require a credit check. This is the max. There is a maximum that you can receive each year. So it doesn't mean you get all 224,000 in the first couple of years. There's a maximum that you can receive. The aggregated loan limit includes federal loans that you received in undergrad or any graduate work prior to starting medical school. And the loan types are the federal direct subsidized and unsubsidized Stafford loans. So if you took out, $40,000 in undergrad and are still paying on it, that would be deducted from the 224. If you went to grad school for a year and utilized loans to do that, that would be part of that 224,000. So just remember that. If you hit that maximum of 224 while you're in medical school between, undergraduate, graduate, and medical school debt, the other option is the credit-based federal Grad Plus loan. That does not count towards the aggregated loan limit. That is a credit-based loan, and you can borrow up to the cost of attendance in that particular loan. If you're concerned about how to get approved for the federal Grad Plus loan, like I said, this is a credit-based loan. A credit check is done. And then listed here are the requirements that the Department of Education looks for. It is much more lenient than a traditional banking institution loan, but it is, they do have some requirements in regards to getting approved. If you find you can't get approved, there is options to where you can appeal that decision and also get a endorser or a cosigner to that. And there's links here that explain all of that for you. Why is maintaining good credit so important? Well, one reason it teaches you to live within your means. I mean, credit cards are great. They can provide you with resources to get something you need or you want without paying for it all up front. But the best way to live on credit card debt is to pay it off every month. That way, you're living within your means. You're not, having extra stress and extra bills accumulating above and beyond what your paycheck covers every month. And it's just a better way to manage money. We encourage only using credit cards as a last option. Sometimes it's a good thing. You can get points, you can get miles, you can get all kinds of things to get reduced funding with that, but just try to pay it off every month as you get those new bills in. Good credit reduces cost. You aren't paying late fees. You get better interest rates. You get better insurance rates. Usually you don't have to put a deposit down when you're getting, new utilities, cell phones, credit cards, so on and so forth. Many times if your credit is not the best, they'll require, a $200 deposit to get your electricity turned on or something like that. And that just costs you more money long term. Good credit is required to get improved by some of those loans that we talked about. If you're looking at the Grad Plus loan or a private education loan through a banking institution, good credit will be required. This is all going to be in your name. No parent information is required for any of your financial aid. A good credit check is needed. If you have concerns or problems with your credit, please contact us. We do have resources that can help, and we do provide assistance with that. What resources are available to international students? International students are required to provide documentation that they have the funding for 2 years of tuition, fees, and living expenses. And then they are also required a detailed plan for years 3 and 4. So if you are an international student, you should be getting documentation from the Office of Admissions and from the Office of OISS, who will assist you with getting all in order for the start of medical school. It's recommended that you apply to all external scholarships to help pay for this. We know education is expensive, and this is, one resource to try to offset those costs. We do have budgeting assistance available. Please reach out to Kelly to talk about your budget and to talk about your financial plan. She'll be happy to try to help you. There are also some private education banking loans available to international students. Every lender is different and has different qualifications. Some may require a cosigner, but there are resources available to international students if needed. What is satisfactory academic progress, or SAP? Every year, and this is a requirement of the Department of Education, every year we have to evaluate and ensure to them that students are meeting satisfactory academic progress as they're performing through their program of study. So every July, students are all evaluated, the entire student body, to make sure that they are meeting the SAP requirements. Basically, what you're doing is you're passing your classes, you're getting passing grades, you're moving on through your program as instructed, you're not taking leaves, you're not taking breaks, incomplete grades, so on and so forth. Traditionally, less than 5% of students do not meet SAT requirements. If you don't, there is a process that you'll work with the Office of Financial Aid on to ensure that all the documentation is in order and that you do have a plan to get the deficiencies with your grades back in order. And then once you have that plan and that plan is approved, then your financial aid can be dispersed accordingly. But basically, if you don't pass 100% of your classes, you have any incomplete grades or missing grades, or you took a leave of absence, then you would have the SAP requirement that would be additional documentation through the Office of Financial Aid. You'll know well in advance if you are a student not meeting requirements, and we will work with you to ensure everything gets put back in order, okay? What are the next steps? What should we be doing, in the next month, month and a half, 2 months, to make sure everything is in order? Like I said, Kelly and myself will be reaching out to you in the next probably 15 days to start setting up one-on-one appointments. Our goal is to meet with every incoming student to make sure that they have a personal financial wellness plan and budget, and that so that all their questions are answered as to, how does financial aid work? How am I going to pay for my rent? How am I going to pay for my car? All those kind of things, so that we ensure that everything is in order for you. Again, I can't say this enough. Make sure you got your FAFSA done. Once you get your financial aid email in mid-April, please review it and accept the funding that you wish to receive for the next school year. That'll begin in July. And then remember, every time something's updated, you will get those updated emails. In June, if you want to receive the federal Grad Plus loan, please make sure you apply for that in June so that everything can be in order for you by that July 1st, so that you have funding to live on. Begin looking for housing and connecting with classmates on roommate options. There's a variety of apartments and housing options available around campus here, including on-campus housing, as well as in Metro Detroit area. Start thinking about, if you're relocating, start thinking about where you want to live, how much you can afford, and reaching out and trying to connect with classmates so that you could be roommates. Who do I contact if I need help? Don't wait, reach out when issues arise. Well, here's the information. Our contact information is all listed here. Myself and Kelly's name, phone number, our email addresses, our website is here, as well as the Office of Financial Aid. Louis Krause is the Associate Director. Adam and Sharif are the Financial Aid Officers. Like I said, they're available Monday through Friday. 3 days a week they're on campus, 2 days a week they're remote, but they are available for appointments as well. Their email is here, their website is here. If you have specific information for them, please make an appointment with us. Anything that comes up, we're here to help. You can usually make appointments directly with us right through our website. There's links to click on appointments, and it'll tell you what we have available each day. Questions?
Yes, we have some questions.
Good.
Try to get to most of them answered in the chat, but Greg, I'm gonna put this over to you.
Okay.
Will the delay in the AMCAS timeline for committing to enroll, will that change, or is it still going to be the May 1st to for
May 1st is
preschool?
the deadline that you have to choose, basically go down to one school, make a choice down to one school on May 1st.
Okay. And then the financial aid packages, are they only going to be emailed to the Wayne State email address, or would the AMCAS email
Wayne State.
work too?
The
Okay.
Wayne State. Yep. All communication is going to start going through your email, your Wayne State email address. So you do want to set that up, make sure that's all in order, and start checking that. I believe you can forward it to a different email if you want to, but official communications come to your Wayne State email address. And the reason that is because we know it's you, we can confirm it's you, and also, it's secure. Some of the information will, nothing personal is going to be there, but it'll have links that'll take you to different accounts and different things like that. And we want to make sure that they're secure and they're being sent to the right student. And now all those things are by your student ID number, your access ID, and your banner ID number. That's how we know it's you, and that it all connects.
Okay. they want instructions on how to set up the Wayne State email. You should have received communication through your general email on how to set that up. If
Yeah.
you have not, then you can feel free to reach out to us.
Yeah.
We'll be
Right.
able to put you into the right person for that. Um, I submitted my FAFSA in January and you can't add the new school. That I thought you can be able to go back into studentaid.gov and get that added in.
Yeah, you should be able to go to studentaid.gov and make an update to the FAFSA and add as many school codes as you want. You don't just have to have one, you can have multiple, usually 10 to 15 schools you can send it to. And then those schools, once you have the school code listed, you can, then those schools can retrieve your FAFSA information. If you're having issues with the FAFSA and that, then you can reach out to the Department of Education to ask them how you can update it, but we can't make any updates to your FAFSA. That all has to be done by you.
We got a couple questions from the RSVP list about possibly working part-time in school or a work-study program.
There are part-time positions available throughout the university. You would have to apply to them just like any position or any job. If you're looking at federal work-study positions, you do have to be approved for those through the Office of Financial Aid. So once your financial aid package is complete, then you'll be able to talk to them to see if you are eligible for any federal work-study positions. And if you do have eligibility, then they can determine, if you can make put those applications in to apply for work. I mean, it's not encouraged that you work while you're enrolled in school, just because medical school is so demanding. But we can't tell you can't.
How are external or internal scholarships processed? Do they come out of our account? First go to tuition.
Yeah, so what'll happen is if you receive an internal or an external scholarship, they will be added to your financial aid package. So you will have like I said, a financial aid package will be the cost of attendance. So if you're an in-state student, say roughly $60,000, and let's say you got $1,000 scholarship. So now we have $59,000 to award in additional aid. And then you get Board of Governors at $15,000. So it just deducts it. But financial aid can be loans, grants, scholarships, and then we can only award up to the maximum. So if you received an external scholarship, the check will be made out to you and to the school that you're attending. And there's a process that you need to follow to get that check processed, and then they will update the financial aid package accordingly. But scholarships are not additional, they're not additional funding that's available to you above the cost of attendance. That's all part of the cost of attendance.
Do certain type of financial aid eligibility change for third-year students?
No, it's all the same.
I think the cost of attendance changes.
Oh yeah, the cost of attendance will change from year to year. So the dollar amount for, education for each academic year will change from year to year. But as far as your eligibility, as long as nothing has changed with you or you've not maxed out of a certain loan type or anything like that, there should be no differences in eligibility.
Let's see. Looks like we addressed a lot of these already. But we are available to answer any individual questions. A lot of stuff is kind of very individualized. Please, we're going to reach out to you in a couple weeks, but you can reach out to us now. We'll be more than happy to talk with you about your specific situation, to be able to kind of help you navigate, especially if you're going to be moving from out of state and thinking about getting an apartment. That we definitely want to talk to you before you make that decision.
Seeing a couple of new questions popping up in the chat talking
Oh,
about Board of Governors need-based grant every year. Yeah, if you received the need-based grant in your first year, typically you'll be eligible for it in consecutive years, as long as everything stays the same with your academic standing. And then funding is available. You know, there's a two-part thing. Funding does not go down, it usually goes up. But yeah, you should receive the Board of Governors funds every year. As long as you complete a FAFSA, complete it early. You know, some students, if they complete it late and after all the funds are exhausted, that would be the only reason they didn't receive it. But yeah. How much does tuition increase year by year? That changes from year to year. Mostly it's, 2%, 3% at the most.
Okay. Um,
If are you enrolled, you are able to decrease your loan amount. Say I need less in following 3 month period. Yes, you can make adjustments to what you want to receive on a quarterly basis. And if you find out that you got your financial aid, it paid your tuition and fees, and you had extra from living expenses, you didn't spend it all, you budgeted very well, you can always reach out to the Office of Financial Aid and state, I'd like to return $1,000 of my loans. I didn't use it all this term, and I don't need it. So I want to make an adjustment. They can do those adjustments to return financial aid, and then you just pay that back, and then it'll go, it'll reduce your overall loan debt. Says international students will need to apply for external scholarships. Most are only that, unfortunately, if they require a FAFSA, then you would not be eligible. But international students, are eligible to some external scholarships.
I know I'm trying to answer some in the chat as well.
One here about externals. I've seen another one about external scholarships. I've seen several that you are required to be enrolled. You are enrolled. You've been admitted to the program. No, you're not enrolled in classes of yet, but you have been admitted to the program. So enrolled, admitted are the same thing. You can apply for those at this time. They know you're going to be starting. You have your admissions acceptance letter.
I think that might be everything.
All right, well, I'll give you 5 minutes back of your day. Again, I'd like to thank you all for attending. Hope you felt that this was useful. Like I said, please, please, please make sure you do that transition questionnaire, because Kelly and myself will be starting to review that information and reaching out to students to book appointments in early April. We will be having a second look day on April 5th. It's a Friday. It's virtually. So please mark your calendars if you wish to attend, as well as an on-site second look day on April 12th. So here at the School of Medicine. But thank you again. Have a great Tuesday and rest of your week, and we'll see you soon.